Hello, and welcome back to AI War 2. Zany Zenith continuing. It's time to exploit the Dark Zenith hacking-wise, now that we have completely recovered from all of the fallout from defeating them. So, we're sitting a little over 2k threat. Okay, just under 2k apparently now. And we have accomplished absorbing another CPA, less than 400 strength. That was from the Praetor AI. Apparently, the Vengeful AI, I think, has taken over more of the territory from the Jabberwock over time, so it seems their CPAs are going to be the stronger ones. So that'll be worth considering as we go forward. We do have a couple of attacks that are coming. There was an Instigator that was kind of fun that we were able to knock out, but Jawbreaker I'm ignoring for now because they have a much larger wave heading over here. And so, Jawbreaker continues to be an expendable, relatively, system for me. We're going to defend this area, at least. But in terms of hacking the Dark Zenith, the rewards here are considerable, but it does take some effort. So there are two systems where we can just get regular ship lines from them. You can see it says you hack the Dark Zenith library. And then there's another one over here, same type of idea. So up to 5 of each, although we don't have enough hacking points for all of that. And then we can also get a cruiser. I'm doing the cruiser last because of the AI progress that will ensue from that. But in here, we have built some additional defenses, and we are going to get this underway. So they have a variety of different ships. You get 5 choices each time. And you can see that there's a couple of the Dreggles here, which these have the damage amplification bit, and they're also good against high armor targets. So that's one option. We have the Drangs. These I really like. Electrotoxic hull and the attractant field. Then the Herseers, they're pretty good. The chain lightning weapons I like. So all of these are types of ships that I enjoy, but which direction should we go? Well, I'm going to go to the higher end, I think, with the Drangs. The question is then, do I want the spirited one and fast and cloaked, or the enraged one, which has another weapon to boost when it gets more damage? And I just am not a big proponent of the speed and cloaking at this point. It's going to be more of a straight-up fight. So I'm going to go with the Drang here, but I'm going to try to mix it up with a variety of these ships, as we are going to be doing a lot of different hacks. And so if we look at our fleet ability here, we've got about 1,200 ships, about 250 strength in the Retribution. You can see, if we combine everything together, we're at about 700 or so fleet strength. But this group that we're getting, it's not that many, they're frigate size, but they are going to be several strength each. We need about 40 plus strength. And that's just, again, always use strength as a rough ballpark, not a particularly strict guideline. But after several of these hacks, the point is we're going to be adding hundreds of strength to our fleet and really boosting our power. Now, one of the things I did also do between episodes is I invited in the Zenith Trader. We added a black hole machine and also a mass driver here and in another system. And we are all in place here, so let's go ahead and defend this. And Jawbreaker is going to go down. There's really probably not a lot I can do about that. But the key part of that was the black hole machine more than anything else. Keep their ships from escaping as much as possible. So these are all 2-minute hacks, and we're about to wrap up this one. But it does look like we're surviving in here. Perhaps. But most likely. Okay, so our hack is complete. We just have to finish cleaning up the mess. Which will take a bit of time. There we go. Okay, so let's just hop in here and make sure everything's cleared up this way. And with the amount of hacking cost, yeah, I don't have to worry about you. with the amount of hacking costs that we're going to endure here, I can afford to do 3 of these hacks in each system. Because it's important to note that the resistance, but also the hacking points scale up with each attempt. So I just want to get the 3 done in here and then move on to the other system. So what's next? Well, I mean, we have the Scalds, which are new. I'm not a big fan of the phasing mechanic, though, and that's a big part of what they do. They also have the harmonic boost, but it has a very low-level ceiling. So, not a huge fan of that. We have the Herseers here, like the Stout Herseer. I like the Stout variants because they're simply can absorb more damage. They can last longer. So, I think I'm going to go with this one and add to our Chain Lightning part of our force. Now, the other part is I'm going to load all of you up while that is going on. And we are going to move on to Jawbreaker. Let's rescue that system eventually. And round 2 has begun. Then, of course, we have the increasing resistance as you go up and up on these, although the estimates do overestimate how much it's actually going to be. But we're also able to fight back with more and more Zenith ships of our own, so it's really not too bad, all things considered. We are drawing you along. Another issue is that our metal here, to actually max out how much we can build. Yep. Knew we'd lose it eventually. But to maximize how much we can build, we would actually need more engineers. Or another support fleet, rather, to give us some more engineers. Because we have everything, but, you know, we still, our metal's staying high because we just can't build things fast enough. Now, I did also upgrade the alien tech another level, and that's about all we can do. I'd like to get the final level, but we don't have the science for it, so we'll suffer it staying where it is, at least for the time being. But we're clearing out this system. And it looks like we've won our other hack. So once again, we're just cleaning up that mess. A couple of, I think those are reconquest waves that we have coming in. Okay, yeah, this is going to come back. They're going to be coming back to our home system. Yeah, so let's just make sure everything is going to be fine there. That's an exo away from losing Jawbreaker.
Nav systems have been updated.
So we're just trying to make sure that everything remains reasonably under control. Some Svikari off somewhere. I don't know if they're there to help us or not. But regardless, there we go, into Ergo. Let's just make sure all these Guardians get swatted. Alright, this looks under control to me. We've got some fun going on here. They're sort of stalled nearby. You can go and hop in there and clean that out. Meanwhile, we're finishing up the last remnants here. Okay. Now what's going on there? Well, they're bouncing around rather wildly, but not too many of them. Should be okay. Let's commence. You see 9,000 strength. That looks terrible. And we're up to 32 hacking points for this. But it really will not be quite that severe. Those estimates are hard to do. Okay, so some additional choices here. A whole bunch of Dreggles. We could go with some more Drangs. But I like the idea of the Stout Dreggles. Again, going for more hull resistance. Or I could go with the Fortified, which might actually be better, because they can't be one-shot. And that might be, actually, I mean, you could argue which way to go, but I'll go with the fortified instead of the stout here, just because they're strike craft. So they will tend to be somewhat vulnerable to really powerful shots coming in. Yeah, I don't think it will. So, chasing the rest of these away. Everything is fine here in Jawbreaker. So we appear to be doing quite well. No problems anywhere else. Let's just keep cleaning up the mess. Okay, they're going to head to Echo X-Ray. And we should be fine there. But let's make sure we're fine there.
Heading out.
Yeah, that should do it. And it takes a while to knock down all of the Dark Zenith here. They are still throwing their weight around, to be sure. Okay. Don't care about you going after a Nomad. Let's get out of here now. So we have no purpose anymore for this black hole machine or for my mass driver. But I do want to move versions of them along. So I'm going to move everybody here. And I want to put some in here because we are eventually going to want to do that cruiser hack as well. So if we bring in the trader, and we'll add more defenses here when it gets to that point. But these take a long time to build, so we might as well get them started and use all of that metal that we have. I've got one of my spare fleets in here. I've called it Strike Gugnir because that's the name of the cruiser that we're going to get from the Dark Zenith. So we're going to be grabbing that eventually, and that's the fleet for it, but not quite yet. Okay. So you come over here, and now I want to build a whole bunch of things in here. And these aren't all going to build immediately, of course. They will take some time. But, I mean, I would just rather have more than not enough, and whatever we are able to get done will be good for us. Okay. And then, let's see, there should be... Yep, you're there in place.
It will be done.
I'm just going to wait for this to fire. Because I'm going to throw in some outguard here just to make sure that all of this is secure. I really don't want to throw up anything else due to our energy situation. Okay. So now, let's see about our next hack. Stout Hearser would be possible, or we could go with Spirited Drang. You know, we've got more Draggles available. I'm going to go with the Hearsiers because we have a stout version available. So just grab more of those. And overall, the Drang is my favorite of the Dark Zenith ships that I can hack for. But I do also, in general, like their frigate-sized ones more than the smaller ones. Because they take a lot of punishment. And they can really add a lot. I think, you know, between the electrotoxic ones or the chain lightning, they are definitely very powerful additions to your fleet. And Echo X-Ray victory quickly coming. Meanwhile, you can see the scaling up that we've done here. We are having no problems at all. And we had about, 1,200 ships. We have quite a few more now. And you can see that this fleet is truly powerful at this stage. You combine all of that with the Retribution Golem at the center. There's not a lot that it fears, other than just oppressive numbers. Be interesting to see it go up against the Zenith Dragons down the road, but first things first. "20 seconds left on the hack." We are destroying them fast enough, but they're not really building up any significant numbers. Oh, I'm going to put a Dark Spire Locust on track. Okay, we'll just sort of hop around and try to help deal with that in just a moment. It's actually good timing to have this happen right at the end of a hack, because we just need to clean up the mess. Okay. So first of all, let's just pop right next door. Trackball is only a couple systems away. Whoops. Okay. You're not actually getting the order to go through. Let's try it this way. And this is actually the only system that the Dark Zenith still control. I never actually fully cleaned it out. Aren't many of them in here, though. They're probably in Trackball or somewhere else. We've got anti-us zombies floating about. But I'm not worried about those. Okay. So let's motor on through. And where is our support fleet? Yeah, I think I'm going to want you maybe back this way to help support our attack on this system. Here we go. Yep, we got a few enemies to deal with. We got 3 minutes though, so we have all kinds of time. Just need to get everybody in here, rebuild. And then your Locust is right over here whenever we finish this up. The Dark Spire haven't scaled up enough to be too much of a problem yet. And that should be pretty much it for any concentrations of loose, unhandled Dark Zenith. As soon as we get rid of the last few ships of theirs. Okay. Goodbye, Mr. Locust. And we are on our way. So, back we go. We have some more hacking to do, and there is no other hostilities really in the galaxy at this time. So I have no reason rather, to wait.
Copy that.
Full metal. And we're making use of almost all of our 8 million energy. Okay. So who's next? 49 hacking and strength estimate of 14k. Is that all? Okay. Well. Lots of Hearthstone options. The Sinister one has a crowd control for paralysis. Or I could go back with the Dregel, and there's another fortified option there. Those really strike me as the two. And just for balance, I will... I haven't done a Sinister option yet. So I'll grab those. I like paralysis weapons as well. Be a good one to add. Well, that's going to be a whole lot of not caring right there. The trackball wave coming in. Haven't seen any miners in quite a while either, now that I think about it. That's kind of interesting. Galaxy as a whole is quieter than I would have expected it to be here. It's almost like they're building up for something severe. But I'm going to make use of the time as best I can and clear out these hacks. Just a few seconds left on this one. And we continue to do very well at knocking them out as fast as they're generated. Which makes it kind of hard to get a good handle on the strength, but... Okay, they're going to hit Westos, and I don't like the idea of actually allowing them to do that. This group is actually nearby, so I don't see any reason not to try to interject. There. And then let's see what our final hack is. Of course, the reason it's final is you see the cost is 61. Next one would be like 75. We need to keep 40 in place for dealing with the cruiser hack. So, go back to the Drang. I mean, the stout Drang is really hard for me to pass up. I don't see any reason not to go that direction. So we'll do that. And then we need to deal with this as well. So you're finally going to leave Echo X-Ray.
Hacking initiated.
And let's make your way over there. Which is actually, yeah, it's 2 systems away. I forgot how close these were. You're in Westos. Let's centralize you so you're ready to defend. Okay, now you are in place. So assuming that we are successful here, all of that will be fine. And then we just wrap up this hacking job. Let's see how our special project's going on next door. Yeah, they're still working on... This is 3/4 the way done, though. That's almost finished. That's what we're going to hack for the cruiser in a moment. So this one's hanging around a little more. They're starting to generate enough to provide some significant resistance, but I don't think anything that we can't handle. And, you know, again, we're easily replacing our losses. They are powering up, though. The battle is going on in Westos, and they're all running away. They weren't interested in that fight. And this is about to commence. All good. Excellent. That is, yeah, that is not our system. It's a Reconquest wave. But yeah. So this one has really reached the point where they're not a threat to our hacking operation, but there's definitely some pain here in terms of just being able to plow through the sheer numbers that they spawn. And we still have one more to go. Cut through most of my metal at one point, almost up to half now, but I did build everything I could in this system, and I probably didn't have to do that. I'm just curious how this hack, which I'm assuming will be even a little bit more than what we just faced, fares against all of this. Of course, we're going to knock down to about 20 hacking left. I've got to use my transport flagship to be able to take this on. And the Gungnir Cruiser. So it's got the same type of weapon as the Jormungandr does, just a weaker version of it. But the Annihilator Beam, Radial Beam Array, that's a whole bunch of fun. And also has the Electrotoxic Hull. You can see the version that we're going to get, 5.4 million hull, 2.7 million shield. And so this is going to be quite a nice addition to our force. It will also take us up to AIP Mark IV. So let's get this done. This one's a 5-minute hack, so just by virtue of being longer, we need to have the endurance to survive it. And it has begun. Galactic peace pretty much being maintained, although we do have a Dark Spire Vengeance Strike occurring. So they're going to throw their weight around here. That'll be after this is finished. There's certainly not going to be a better time to get this done. We've had a really blessed period of relatively minimal attacks. You can see that the amounts that they have are gradually increasing here, even with as much firepower as we have in this system. So they're deflecting what we're doing quite successfully. Perhaps it was for the best that I built up everything here. I mean, this could possibly be the last hack. If it's not the last hack, it'll be close to it, that I do in this particular run. See if maybe we can't get you a little closer. You'll probably have decollision problems there. The way everything's packed in. No, you're holding. That's a pretty good spot for you to hang out. They're very slowly increasing. We're only a third of the way through this. So yeah, cleanup from this hack could get a little fun. Looks like they're spawning close to 100 strength per cycle here. But I think as far as the Dark Zenith is concerned, this is the last we're going to hear from it. Hold on, they're coming to Greenium now. Alright, where are all of my ships? I have some here in Westos, and I have some... You're closer. Okay. I think one group should be enough. But I don't want to let all of those elements slide while I am proceeding with my other activities. Yeah, they're scaling up more and more, and there's still about half of this to go. This is about to get very interesting. They're going to hit Westos again. I think we are already there, so okay.
Understood.
We'll meet that again. Do what we can against it. And how are we doing getting to Greenium? Almost there. Journeying our way through a wonderful group of Warden fleet.
Copy that.
On paper, an even fight. Polarizers, pikes, MLRS, pikes. Okay, that's a reasonably strong wave, but it's not a horribly dangerous one. No hybrids or whatever. Almost 1,000 strength in here. I could turn in some outguard. I just would rather have them continue to scale up their available fleets. Because they're not needed here. They would just make this go a little faster for us. 30 seconds left on the hack. We have almost made it. But there's definitely no overkill here. Everything I built in here, metal I spent, I'm very glad I did so. Because this is just a nice horde swarm of hostile force. They've hit Westos. Okay. Up to Mark 4. 399 AI progress. And we now have about 900 strength of... Let's see, how many ships is that actually that they have? Yeah, okay. It's not actually that many ships. It's just... They are not pushovers. We're wearing them down, but boy, has it ever taken some time. They are just not in the mood to be friendly. It's quite the light show here. I mean, there's so much going on, it's hard to know exactly what's happening. But now we're starting to get critical mass here and just wear them out. Yep. Okay. So that was fun. We have ourselves a new cruiser. I'll want to match that with an FRS. We'll be doing that off screen. And then when we come back for next episode, it'll be time to take on the AIs. So any advice on whether I should take down Praetor or Vengeful first? I've got some ideas on that, but I'd like to hear from all of you if you're interested in throwing that out there. Otherwise, when we return, it's really going to be the final steps. And as powerful as we are, I think we'll handle it. But with all these dragons down here, I do not want to get careless. More over here, there is still much work to be done. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you're enjoying the series, remember to subscribe and click the bell icon below the video so that you'll be informed by YouTube when the next one is uploaded. And I'll see you next time.